Last night's Super Bowl matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers brought together a lot more than the top teams in the NFL. It also brought together the biggest names in commercial advertising and some of the biggest stars in TV and movie history. Martin Scorsese, Bill Murray, John Legend, and Chrissy Teigen all appeared in spots throughout the 4 hours of the game. Even the Kool-Aid Man and Mr. Clean made some cameos. The ads went for $5 million a pop for 30 seconds. But did it work for the brands that they were promoting? How much did the audience and users take notice, at least according to their online searches? To talk more about this, we're joined by YouTube Vice President Tara Walpert Levy. Good morning, Tara. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
All right, Tara, you have data from the YouTube and Google search results. What were the biggest moments from last night's game? At least from the commercial game.
Yeah, well, listen, we love the Super Bowl because it brings people together, whether they're into the game or the ads or both. And we see a little bit of both, frankly, as we look across trends on Google and YouTube. So I'll start with the ads. Comedy definitely won the day here yesterday. In terms of the most viewed ads on game day, the number one was actually Amazon with their Before Alexa ad, followed by Facebook with Ready to Rock. And so interesting to see the trends around, as you mentioned, celebrities, humor, et cetera. And then that trend kept up with some of the more traditional Super Bowl advertisers, because coming in at number 3 was Jeep with Groundhog Day and Bill Murray. And number 4 was Hyundai with Smart Pack. I'm from Boston, so I feel like I can give that a whirl.
You know what? I loved that ad. I thought it was just so funny. I guess on that note, you had a range of commercials last night. Some were reflective and serious. Others were totally ridiculous. Others touched on the political, of course. For the first time, we actually saw a sitting president buy a Super Bowl ad. Which types of ads do you think resonated with audiences?
Well, and it's interesting because I think, again, day of, the comedic ads, the funny ads, people wanted to laugh. And if you think about what people are doing, right, they're often at parties, they're together, that makes a ton of sense. But if you look at the trend actually over a broader stretch, a lot of folks release their Super Bowl ads at least a week before, and we typically see viewership spike through game day and into the week after. And when you look at that, you see a more mixed story because some of those touching ads really pop, and I would expect that we'll see more of that moving into the days ahead. For people who want to follow along, by the way, you can check that out at youtube.com/user/adblitz, and you'll get the ongoing view counts in real time.
What do you think this says, though, when you look at the results about the Super Bowl's continuing resonance with American audiences? Is it worth the money for these companies for 15 to 30-second spots? We're talking millions of dollars.
Well, listen, I think that it is getting harder and harder to find water cooler moments that bring together these kinds of audiences that once existed in traditional television. And the Super Bowl is one of the few and one of the biggest that still delivers. So I think if you are looking for a water cooler moment and to get people talking, and you've got a great ad, then this is the place to be.
All right.
And by the way, I think the trend we see is that it's moving it not just into television, but digital. So I think it's a surround sound effort these days.
Yeah, but looking for a lot more than just, as you mentioned, that 30 seconds at the big game. You have hype before, people talking about it after. All right, Tara Walpert Levy, YouTube Vice President, thank you so much for joining us.